Hey guys, it's Simon. This is Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 8th of November, 2021 to talk about everything that went down tonight on Monday Night Raw. I thought tonight's Monday Night Raw was an okay show. I didn't think it was great. There's some things that were kind of like, what the hell is this? Like that woman segment in the back and whatnot, and the Mysterio stuff with Bobby Lashley. So yeah, there were some questionable things, but I thought there were some good things on the show as well tonight. And then there were some good things that kind of could have been better than they were, I'll just say. I'll just say that, and we'll get into all of that when we get into all that. But first off, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWUnlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and Twitter.com/PWUnlimited. Remember, if you are watching on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out either by hitting that donate button down below or donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, well, if you're watching live, you can subscribe to the channel. Even if you're not watching live, you can subscribe to this channel at any time. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button right here on Twitch. But if you say, I don't have the money to do a tier 1 subscription, well, you're in luck, because if you are already paying old daddy Jeff Bezos for Amazon Prime, well, you take that Amazon Prime account, you take that Twitch account, you link them together, and boom, you got one hefty Prime Gaming account. Prime Gaming gives you so many cool goodies. Let's see what they're giving you in the month of November. In the month of November, Prime Gaming is giving you skins for Apex Legends, a bundle drop in Destiny 2, Dragon Age Inquisition full game on Origin, the full game of the Ultimate Edition, Control Ultimate Edition. And you can also, for free, Rise of the Tomb Raider with bonus content. Plus other things for like League of Legends, FIFA 22, Riders Republic, and so much more. But they don't just give you stuff for video games. They also give you one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I'd greatly appreciate it if you subscribed right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. But on the flip side, if you're watching on YouTube, you can help out over there as well, where I'm not seeing a chat. For some reason, the YouTube chat's not up. There it goes. If you're watching live on YouTube, sorry, I've had this cough in my mouth. If you were on my stream last night, we were playing Dirt 5. You heard my story where I drank some pond water and stuff. It was a mess, but not a mess in a bad way. Anyways, if you're watching on YouTube, you can help us out in the live chat with a super chat or a super sticker donation. All super chats do get read live on the air. Also, remember, if you hit that join button down below, then you can become a channel member and a member of the Unlimited Army. As a channel member, you get early access to news, early access to podcasts, early access to non-news videos, and so much more. Plus, remember, you can support us, patreon.com/PWUnlimited, or if you're buying anything from the Epic Game Store, like Fortnite V-Bucks, like skins and stuff for Rocket League, like the brand new Guardians of the Galaxy game, or a plethora of other things available on the Epic Game Store, well, I'd greatly appreciate it if you used our creator code PWUnlimited at checkout. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but we get supported and a kickback. We actually get a percentage of your purchase if you use creator code PWUnlimited at checkout. Right before you confirm that checkout, on the right-hand side, there is going to be a little box where it says, do you have a creator code? If you do, put in our code PWUnlimited and you will be supporting us, keeping us going stronger than ever. But with that, we've got Monday Night Raw to talk about. We've got a pretty interesting show that actually started building Survivor Series and beyond. Not just Survivor Series, but Survivor Series and beyond, which is very interesting. Because WWE, they booking for the rest of the year, it seems like almost, or at least through mid-December. So the show kicks off, and the first thing we actually see is Kevin Owens and Big E in the back sitting on some production crates as Big E is lathering himself up with cocoa butter. And Kevin Owens is just like, hey, that stuff last week, I didn't know Rollins was going to hit you. I didn't even see it happen. I maybe saw something, but I didn't know exactly what was going on because I was a little groggy, and then I took control. I took the advantage because you looked like you were, able to get rolled up. And he's trying to apologize and everything, and Big E's sitting there going, KO, I'm just trying to put on some cocoa butter right now. I really don't care anymore. And Owen says, okay. I get it. I know my history with friends and partners isn't all that great. Everyone thinks I'm always going to turn on somebody. But I'm not. I wasn't planning anything with Seth. There wasn't anything to it. And again, Big E tells him I don't care and walks away. Seth Rollins then comes out to the ring to technically open up the show. Rollins is wearing this ridiculous suit with a raincoat, I guess you can call it. Reminded me of Paddington Bear almost, with the blue raincoat. All he needed was that red hat. Anyways, Rollins said that he and Owens have known each other for so long, they came up together in this industry. He said that they've worked together and been together so long in this industry, they've probably slept on the same hotel floor, same motel floors, right up the road from where they're at tonight. Rollins says that he knew one thing about Kevin Owens, that he will always stab a friend in the back. Ask his longtime friend Sami Zayn. Ask Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, who he tried to make friends with. Owens was the biggest liar in the world, according to Rollins. He said, and after tonight, he would be the biggest loser as well. Owens had heard enough and marched down to the ring. Rollins bailed. Owens powerbombed him on the apron. And there you go. So Rollins tried to bail, but didn't fully get away. So next up, we've got 8-man tag team action. And Randy Orton is talking with Riddle in the back. Riddle's all excited to be teaming with the Street Profits, and Randy goes, no. Here's the thing. Last week, you got involved in some mess that wasn't ours. We've already got a big target on our back, and we don't need to go fooling around. I told you to leave the Street Profits and Omos alone, but you tried to get involved. Tonight, if the Street Profits get involved with that big man again, just leave it be. That's their fight, not ours. He's like, but Randy, but Randy, the Street Profits. He's like, I don't care about the Street Profits. I don't like the Street Profits. He goes, Randy, I'm trying to tell you that the Street Profits are right behind you. And they turn around, and Street Profits are standing there pissed off. And Riddle kind of looks at him and goes, hey, guys. And Orton goes, so I bet you heard everything I said. Well, I meant every word. Said if they had a vendetta against Omos, that's on them, not the champs. Their music plays, and they go out. We had an 8-man tag team match. So good to see AJ Styles back. So good to see the phenomenal one back on Monday Night Raw. Still don't know exactly why he was out. The only rumor, report, incident thing the only thing we got was non-medical injury or something like that. I don't even know. I can't remember off the top of my head now. It was like a non-medical something. So Riddle took himself and Styles over the top rope early, which led to a break like a minute into this match. Upon return, Riddle was fighting with Ziggler, and Riddle caught Ziggler with a knee strike and made the hot tag to Orton, who hit his clothesline, power slam, draping DDT, and had this crowd roaring in the palm of his hand. Orton set it for an RKO, but Rude got in his way, so Orton got rid of him. Orton dodged an attack by Styles and chucked him outside to the arms of Omos. Omos got up on the apron as they went to their second break during this match. Omos and his team were in control when we came back from the break. Forte eventually gave Ziggler an enziguri before tagging in Angelo Dawkins, who hit Rude with a clothesline, spinning back elbow, T-bone suplex, and a spinning tiger splash. Dawkins then gave Styles the silencer. Omos would chokeslam Dawkins before pushing forward out of the ring. Riddle tagged himself in as Orton protested and went after Omos with strikes, but Omos chokeslammed him. Like Riddle tags himself in, and Randy's like, I told you not to get in there. And Riddle's like, I got it, Randy. Because, like, for some reason, Randy really didn't want Riddle in there with Omos. So the crowd chanted for Orton. They wanted him to go after Omos. He eventually decided to get in, but then Ziggler and Rude would attack. Styles wanted the tag, but for some reason, Ziggler tagged himself in, and they all started to argue. Rude shoved Styles, so Omos drove him into the barricade. As this was all happening, Ziggler crawled into the ring and covered Riddle, who was down for a while, and pinned him for a 3. I guess he was down when he got chokeslammed by Omos. I'm still not 100% sure what happened there. But I do know that, well, when Ziggler stood up, he got his ass RKO'd. Very confusing there at the end. I guess Riddle was still down from the chokeslam from Omos. But there was like a minute and a half, 2 minutes that went by. And Riddle was just laying there and got 1, 2, 3. So, yeah. Very weird. Very lackluster of a finish. So there's a theme of this show. Owens trying to seek validation from others in the back. And the first one was Rey. He sought out Rey Mysterio and asked if Rey believed him. Rey said, I don't want to answer, but eventually told Owens that he did believe him before heading to the ring. Remember, Rey, Owens on the same team as Survivor Series. We got another video package saying Veer Mahan is coming. There's an Adam Pearce segment with Rey and Dominik. Basically, I don't know what the hell's going on with Adam Pearce, but he said that, and he even said he put together the team for Survivor Series. He put together the lineups for the teams. And I go, okay, so you now have buyer's remorse? Because he said, when I'm looking at the Raw team, Raw, they swept SmackDown last year. I want Raw to win again this year, but I don't know if they can. Raw's full of all former WWE champions. Technically, they're not. They're former world champions. Right now, before this match took place, there were two WWE, former WWE champions, and 2 former Universal champions. Moot point. Anyways, he said, all former WWE champions, well, except you, Dominik. He said, Dominik, I think you have great potential to be great one day. But I think you're going to need to prove yourself. He said, don't get me wrong, you are still on the team as of right now. But that is, if you can beat this man coming out next. And out would come the almighty Bobby Lashley, with MVP, I may add, also returning to tonight's show. So, we had Bobby Lashley versus Dominik Mysterio. Match went about 5 minutes, and this was just a complete showcase for Lashley. Lashley completely dominated and seemed to have it won early with the Hurt Lock, but then he let it go and chucked Dominik out of the ring. Lashley went after Dominik and booted Rey as Rey tried to stop Lashley from throwing him into the post. Rey was down. He grabbed Dominik again and threw him into the post. The ref was counting, so he threw Dominik back into the ring. Followed this up with a spear, applied the Hurt Lock again, and eventually Dominik tapped out. This now leads to Bobby Lashley being on the men's team for Survivor Series. Dominik, you're out. So I don't know what they've been doing with Dominik, but Dominik, I don't think he's won a match in like 4 months. Dominik Mysterio. I'm going to look this up really fast. It's been a while since Dom's won a match, at least a singles match. Let's see. Lost to Austin Theory. Live event. I'm talking about just TV. He's won a bunch of 6-mans and 8-mans on live events. Lost to Austin Theory. Lost to Sami Zayn. Lost to Sami Zayn. I'm just looking at singles matches here. So in the last August, September, 4 months, he's lost 4 singles matches and haven't won anything in the last 3 to 4 months. He won a couple of tag matches, like this was on SmackDown. It was Big E, Dominik, Ray, Boogs, and Nakamura defeated Cruz, Rude, Ziggler, Otis, and Sammy. There was another match, tag team match, where the Mysterios defeated the Dirty Dogs back in August. So, yeah, I don't know what it is, but they're really making Dominik seem like just this. I don't know. Maybe it's they want him to seem like this big underdog where he just can't win, can't pick up victories, and eventually gets this one big victory where it's like, oh my God, he's just like his father, a great underdog. Well, I don't know. I don't know where they're going with all this beating up Dominik every single week. I'm looking here. I don't see Dominik versus Jinder Mahal. Hold on. It said Dominik beat Jinder at a live event. Okay, so it was a month ago. There's one win at a live event. Live events don't count. Live events don't count. That was in Puerto Rico. Of course, Dominik's going to get the win in Puerto Rico. They always like to have, if they're in a foreign country, someone that's from that country or that country's nationality pick up victories. Going forward, Rollins approached the Alpha Academy. Gable put over his degree, say he's got his master's degree. He was valedictorian with a clean 4.0. And he agreed with Rollins that Owens was a liar on the level of Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, whoa, what a fucking shot there. Gable also planned on giving Big E a free lesson tonight. Rollins seemed a little happy about that. So next up, Big E took on Chad Gable in a just short of 5-minute match. So Big E was in full control until Gable used a dragon screw before working over the leg of Big E. Gable blocked a belly-to-belly attempt and hit one of his own before hitting a moonsault for a 2. Gable followed this up with a very, very, very impressive rolling slow motion German suplex for a 2. Bridging German suplex, I may add. Big E then fought back with an STO and a big ending for a pinfall victory. So Big E picks up the win. And the crowd really never seemed to get fully into this match. They seemed like they liked the special spots. Like they liked the moonsault. They liked the German suplex. They liked the big ending there at the end. But it was like, they really never got fully invested in the 5-minute match. After the match, Otis entered the ring and had a brief stare down with the WWE champion, but the referee broke him up. I mean, shit. Let's see what these big hosses can do. Why not? Owens was seeking more validation in the back, so we don't see who it is at first. And he's like, I really admire your opinion. You're a locker room leader. You're a veteran. You've been here for a while. It pans out and boom, it's our truth. He's like, you believe me, right? I'm not a liar. And Truth goes, I believe you. I believe in a lot of things like Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster. I believe that the world is flat, but round in certain places of the world, maybe. And no one's wanted to interrupt, but Truth went on and on about other things he believes in, like mermaids and mermen. And no one's finally just goes, yeah, thanks, Truth, and walks off. So then we got just the weirdest of dumbest segment. So you've got Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville in what I take as the women's locker room. On one side of them are the 5 women that will not only be competing for Raw at Survivor Series, but fighting tonight for a shot at the Raw Women's Championship. And then you've got 3 women over here who are just 3 women on Raw. And so Sonya is congratulating Carmella, Queen Zelina, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, and Bianca Belair for being named to Team Raw. She then said, to work together, sometimes you need a little healthy competition. So tonight, All 5 of you are going to compete against one another. And you're going to compete for a shot at the Raw Women's Championship. Doudrop then steps up. She's like, Sonya, you know, when you announced all these teams on social media, I tried to DM you, but you didn't respond. So I guess we're just going to have to talk about this now. Why is Bianca getting an opportunity? She lost last week. Now, there's what doesn't make sense, and I'm looking too much into this already. She said that she DM'd Sonya about Bianca getting another opportunity to get a shot at the belt. Well, we didn't know that they were getting that opportunity for the shot at the belt until earlier in the night when they announced it during the A-Man tag. So, moot point. Anyways, she's like, you know, Bianca, she lost last week to Becky. Now you're going to give her another opportunity to have another match against Becky Lynch for the title? Where's my opportunity? And Sonya's like, well, Doudrop. And Bianca goes, excuse me, let me handle this one. She goes on and talks about why she deserves this and blah, 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 blah. And then Carmella and Zelina say something about they love standing up on their tower looking down at everybody else. And then there's something along the lines of Dana Brooke stands up and she looks at Liv Morgan and goes, how are you earning this opportunity? How are you in this? I've worked my butt off longer than you have. I've been here and earned this and blah, 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 and been overlooked more times than anybody else and this and that. And I should be in this match over you. And then they like break those two up. And then Nikki Cross or Nikki Ash steps up. And she goes, if anyone should be on this team and if anyone should be getting a shot at the championship, it should be me because I'm a former Raw Women's Champion. And then Carmella makes fun of her, and Rhea goes, hey, that's my tag team partner. You don't say stuff like that about my tag team partner. And then they all bicker and everything, and yeah. This is very awkward, but it set up multiple matches for the future. It set up Doudrop versus Bianca Belair. It set up Dana Brooke versus Liv Morgan, and I guess it set up either Carmella or Queen Zelina against, well, actually, no. It set up a tag team match, I think. Zelina and Carmella against the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash. It set up 3 matches right there. So I guess we're building to the future. We're building to the future. I never thought I would say that about WWE, but they're actually building to things that could actually be for after Survivor Series. 3, 4, 5 weeks down the road. Got a video package hyping up WrestleMania tickets going on sale this week. Kevin Patrick then approached Rey Mysterio in the back and said, do you have an update on Dominik? Rey said, Dominik has suffered a neck strain. He's going to be okay. But who I am mad at is Adam Pearce. If Adam Pearce did not want Dominik to be on this team in the first place, then why did he put Dominik on the team originally? If he wanted this team to be all former WWE champions, then why not put Bobby Lashley in the match originally instead of Dominik? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. So Austin Theory then just appears and took a selfie with Rey and checked on Dom. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, oh, cool. That's all. Excuse me. That's all Austin Theory is. Comic relief. Give me 1 second, guys. My daughter was calling. Probably to say goodnight, but I'm going to text her. Tell her I am live. All right. We should be good. So, with that, Drake Maverick took on Reggie for the 24/7 championship. They stated, during the match, 24/7 rules are disbanded, are off limits. So they're doing this match that only went a minute and a half, and Truth marches down to the ring with the referee, and, well, out comes Shelton and Cedric. To beat down Truth, this distracted Maverick. Actually, no, it distracted Reggie, and then Maverick was able to schoolboy Reggie to pick up the victory. This then led to the title changing hands 5 more times. Drake Maverick's the new champion. He then gets rolled up by Akira Tozawa, who then gets rolled up by Corey Graves, who then gets rolled up by Byron Saxton, who then gets rolled up by Drake Maverick, who finally gets rolled up by Reggie, grabs his belt, whoop, bolts out of there. Graves was very pissed off when they returned to commentary. Saxton, after all this, especially he was pissed off after all this, especially when Saxton said, "I'm 1-0 against you, Graves." Which Saxton winning the title plays into something Becky says later, which we'll get to all that. Becky on commentary. They show pictures of The Undertaker, the Dallas Cowboys game, shaking hands with veterans, current military personnel, and former United States President and Governor of Texas, George W. Bush. Speaking of Becky Lynch, she came out to the ring, not the ring, commentary desk, to watch the Fatal 5-Way match that actually went 16 minutes and 23 seconds. These women got a lot of time. But the first about 5 minutes of it was all just a brawl. So they all get out. So Becky's on commentary. And all the other women make their way out to the ring. It's Queen Zelina, Liv Morgan, Carmella, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley. And before the match even starts, they start brawling. It seems like they're all going after Bianca at first. Then Liv goes after Zelina, and then they all kind of break apart. And they go, hopefully the referee can get a handle on this when we return from the break. Come back from the break. And I don't know what the hell was going on. I wasn't there live. But Rhea Ripley's music plays. And she's climbing into the ring like she redid her entrance or something. I don't know. But they come back from break. Rhea's music is playing over the speakers faintly. And she's climbing back into the ring. So I'm like, did they literally play every woman's music while they got back into the ring? I don't know what was going on here. But anyways, we finally get the match underway. Again, like I said, first couple of minutes. Well, no. Actually, no. I didn't count that when I got the times. So no, the whole match itself, bell to bell, 16 and a half minutes. Well, 16:20-ish. Here's the thing. They told us, not just last week telling us that the next challenger is most likely going to be Liv Morgan, but Becky told us tonight during this match, Liv's going to win it. Because I don't know how many times she had to put down Liv and put down Liv and put down Liv. She said, you know you're bad when Byron Saxton has more championship wins than you do. She's like, oh, yeah, I'll face any of them because they're all former champions. They've all won big things except for Liv Morgan. She's like, Rhea Ripley, former women's champion. Bianca Belair, I beat her 4 times, but she's a former champion. Queen Zelina, first queen of the ring. Carmella, she said, Carmella, she won the first Money in the Bank ladder match, even if it was with nefarious ways. She's like, but they're all accomplished except for Liv Morgan. And she kept just saying it and saying it. Liv hasn't done anything to prove herself. Liv hasn't done anything to make me think she can win this match. Liv hasn't done anything in her career. Liv hasn't done this. Liv hasn't done that. So I'm just like, yeah, Liv fucking Morgan's winning this match. But I like the line when she goes, there's no way Liv Morgan can win this match and earn a shot at the title when she's got less title wins than Byron Saxton. So early on, Carmella and Vega tried to work together, but it didn't really last too long. Belair woke up from a 5-minute nap, break up Ripley, who was going for the cover, because she was just disappeared or way quick into this match. Bianca. Morgan took out Bianca with the code breaker before Carmella took down Morgan with the face buster. Mella wearing her mask, just saying. But Ripley broke up the cover here. Zelina gave Ripley a DDT, but Belair press slammed her onto the other 3 women outside of the ring. After another break, Belair gave Zelina and Morgan a double powerbomb before eating a missile dropkick from Ripley. Carmella super kicked Ripley for a 2. Ripley and Belair then had some counter exchanges here that led to Ripley just booting her out of the air. Ripley then hit a riptide, but Morgan broke up the pin. Morgan then slipped out of her riptide and hit an oblivion on Zelina. No, hit an oblivion on Rhea, but Zelina broke up the pin. Belair then booted Morgan out of the ring. Zelina was on her shoulders, and she hit her with the KOD, but then Dewdrop would run out and yank Belair off of Zelina out of the ring. He then decked her and knocked her out. Well, I don't know if Dewdrop's a heel or just a frustrated babyface. I don't know. Probably a heel. WWE. Carmella then tried to steal the pin, but Morgan put her in a crucifix pin and picked up the victory. So Liv Morgan doesn't only pick up the win, but she pins Carmella as well, hopefully ending this feud with Carmella. Morgan earns herself a Raw Women's Championship shot. So what does Becky do? She does what Becky always does. Climbs up on the announce table, holds up the belt, but Liv walks over, climbs up with her, and gets right in her face. I think this match could be pretty good. I'm interested to see where this actually goes with Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch. Well, I know where it's going to go. It's going to go to a women's title match. But I mean, I'm interested to see how the match itself goes. We've never seen Liv in a big pressure match like this. Yes, she's been in Elimination Chambers. I think she's been in Money in the Bank once. Don't quote me on that. Actually, correct me if I'm wrong. But she's never been. And I'm trying to remember if the Riot Squad ever challenged for the women's tag titles other than in that initial Elimination Chamber. Gabriel Press says day one, question mark. I think day one may be a little too far out because if we wait till after Survivor Series, I'm looking at my calendar up here on the wall. Survivor Series is November 21st. Day one is 5 weeks after that. So I think that's a little far out. Maybe there's like a big episode of Raw that they're going to build up in December with like multiple title matches or something. That's where Seth gets his title shot. She gets her title shot. Maybe Queen Zelina and Carmella get a tag title shot. I don't know. But I think they'll do like a big episode of Raw early in December, like a week or two after Survivor Series to pop a rating. And that's where all these matches can happen. And then they build to whatever they're going to do for day one. I mean, they could wait till day one. I don't trust WWE to keep things going that far out. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I think it's just a little too far. Let me see. Day one is actually from tonight. Day one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks from tonight. So I was right. 5 weeks after Survivor Series. In the back, Rollins approached Big E. Big E said, I don't trust you. I don't trust Rollins. He planned on being at ringside to make sure that Rollins' match goes smoothly. Rollins didn't seem too thrilled about that. So Big E entered to watch the upcoming match when all of a sudden Austin Theory would come out. Starts taking pictures with the announcers, asks to take a picture with Big E, and Big E smacks the phone out of his hand. Theory then backed away and left not wanting anything to do with Big E. Seth Rollins comes out and he goes, before my match with KO, I got to get a little something off my chest. You know what? I'm just going to let you guys know. Last week, that was all premeditated with me and Kevin. We've been planning this for weeks to come after you, Big E. This then led to Owens marching his ass down to the ring, hammered away at Rollins. Rollins escaped into the crowd, and they went to a break before the match actually even started. Terrence Sproles, no, there is no TLC pay-per-view. Technically, the December pay-per-view is day one on January 1st. WWE feels that so here's their thing. Moving the December pay-per-view to January 1st, it is still technically considered the December pay-per-view, and it will actually, on being in January, look better. Nick Khan said this last week in the investors call. Having this show technically in January will look better on the fourth quarter numbers next year. That's why. But there's still, Nick Khan even said it. We are treating the day one pay-per-view on January 1st as our December show. So technically, that is still our December pay-per-view because we have the Royal Rumble at the end of January. But with the show technically taking place in January, it will actually look better on the numbers when we do our quarter 4 earnings. So yeah, we'll see what all that means. Going forward, we come back from break. Where was I? Lost my notes froze on me. Here we go. Come back from break. We had a 23, almost 24-minute match. Owens had control until Rollins got his knees up on a senton before driving Owens into the announce table. Rollins was in control Rollins is in control here until Owens fought back and hit a DDT. Owens then dodged a frog splash and hit one of his own for a near fall. After a second commercial break, they exchanged super kicks until Owens hit a clothesline. They battled on the top until Owens hit an avalanche fisherman's buster. Excuse me. This Sunny D I'm drinking is giving me real burps. Anyways, Rollins got to the ropes as Owens tried to go for the pin. Rollins did follow this up with a pedigree, but took too long to make the cover, and Owens kicked out. Rollins then hit a buckle bomb, but Owens came right back with the pop-up power bomb for a near fall. Rollins blocked a stunner attempt, and they spilled to the outside. Rollins then drove Owens near Big E, but Big E was smart enough to move as they crashed into his chair. As Rollins scampered back into the ring, Owens bumped into Big E, which led to, well, him not getting in the ring in time and a count-out victory for Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins quickly got out of there, and Owens snapped. Owens felt like Big E did that on purpose, maybe. That Big E cost him the win, so he attacked the WWE champion. Not only did he attack the champion, he grabbed him and threw him into the steel steps before powerbombing Big E onto the apron. Owens freaked out as the show went off the air. With that, guys, that was Monday Night Raw. I thought it was overall a pretty good show. I liked it. I did like that they were building things to the future. They built a bunch of women's matches for the next couple of weeks. They built a women's championship match for after Survivor Series. I doubt that match happens before. And other things like what's going to happen with KO and Big E. What's going to happen? Seth's still got to get his title shot. So I thought overall this was a successful Monday Night Raw. But you know what I thought of the show? Now it's time to hear what you guys thought of the show. If you do want to, you can put a super chat in the YouTube chat to let me know, or text in to 510-906-1341. Again, that number is 510-906-1341. Number's right there at the bottom of the screen. Going to go away in a couple of seconds now. But first, let's check the polls as far as the Twitter poll. Twitter poll. 55% of you liked tonight's Monday Night Raw. 27% of you thought it was just all right. And 21% did not like Raw. As far as the Twitch poll does go, 83% of you liked the show, with 17% 83% thought it was just all right, and 17% did not like Raw. And as far as the YouTube poll does go, very similar to the Twitter poll, 58% liked it, 25% thought it was all right, and 17% did not like it. Going forward, as far as the text messages do go, again, I'm not gonna answer any questions here of, do you think this could have happened if so-and-so didn't get released? Do you think this could have happened if so-and-so didn't get released? I've got two text messages here. Different people, but asking the same thing. Do you think this could have happened for so-and-so if they weren't released last week? Two different questions like that. I'm not answering those because who the fuck knows? I certainly don't. I don't think anybody would have an answer for that. But this person here says, hey, Tim, do you think WWE should abolish the women's tag team titles and turn it into a women's intercontinental championship Also, I really wanted to see The Miz tonight. So did I. I thought this was perfect to have The Miz on the show. Maybe they're saving him till after Survivor Series since he ain't in any of the Survivor Series build. So he's not at Survivor Series, he's not working Survivor Series. Why not just wait and keep The Miz till after Survivor Series? As far as the women's tag titles, turning him into an Intercontinental title, no. Because if you bring an Intercontinental title for the women, then you need a U.S. title for the women, and there's not enough women on either brand for all that bullshit. So, no. Keep the women's tag titles. Abolish them. Honestly, I don't care because they haven't treated them with any dignity anyways. Person says, so now is KO heel again, or was that just him being frustrated that Big E technically cost him the match? You know, that's the big question. It's WWE, so I assume that's a heel turn. We'll see. Pearce says, I think Raw did okay. It's its ups and down moments. Also, is KO a heel again? Do you think Robert Roode should leave WWE? Well, I mean, Robert Roode's in a really good spot right now with the Dirty Dogs and getting paid well. And yeah, I've heard that a lot of people like him. I don't think he should leave. No. Someone asking for Survivor Series predictions. We'll do those the week of, so I'm not doing those tonight. Person says, Bianca's within seconds of getting another chance at Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title. What made Doudrop decide to ruin her chances tonight? Well, did you not watch the show? Do I have to go back and talk about what we already talked about? What a lot of people would think. Why is she getting a shot at the belt when she just lost a women's title match last week? That's why. Mer says, do you think the New Day will be the ones to dethrone the Usos? Possibly. There's a good chance there. Mer says, where was I? Didn't I say Adam could potentially choose a side? No, you didn't. Well, not because of Sonya's abuse of power. No. You said something along the lines of Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville getting split brands and one being in charge of one brand for Survivor Series, one being in charge of the other brand for Survivor Series, basically. And that Adam would get mad at Sonya for abuse of power. None of that happened. Just for some random ass reason, Adam Pearce just goes, I want Raw to win. That made no sense. And no, you didn't call it. Because he didn't pick. He's not in, because the way your last message, which I don't have here, your last message, now that you're saying that, I remember your message. You basically were like, Adam Pearce is going to be in charge of Raw, and Sonya Deville is going to be in charge of SmackDown for Survivor Series. No, that's not it. So no, you weren't right. He just, for some random reason, said, I want Raw to win since they won last year. Or says, do you think they stretch Liv versus Becky to Royal Rumble after Survivor? Why would they have to stretch it to Royal Rumble? What, huh? Why would you stretch a show to the end of January when you have a show on January 1st? If you're going to stretch it to anything, you stretch it to day one on January 1st. Why stretch Liv and Becky all the way to Royal Rumble in January, end of January, and then what? Have nothing for Becky at day one? Ay, Dios mío. Some people just talked about this, and your text message came in after we talked about that. Or says, are they getting Rock for Survivor Series? I have no clue. Rock kind of did an interview with comicbook.com teasing that he's got one more match in him, but I don't know when and where that could be. This person says, if KO is heel again and he ends up leaving in January, do you think it's a waste to turn him? No, not at all. If he leaves at the end of January, that's 2 months of him as a heel, and there's a lot of baby faces he can work with. Big E, Mysterio, so forth. You know, honestly, no, I don't think it's a waste, because even if he's leaving in January, which no one knows right now, I don't even think he fully knows yet. But if he's leaving in January, cool. If he's not, cool. But again, it gives Big E another opponent. Because who does Big E have on Raw to go against? Seth Rollins. WWE loves heel versus babyface. They rarely, if ever, do babyface versus babyface. So, I mean, who does Big E have? Seth, Bobby Lashley. They needed to turn somebody because they're not going to go back to Lashley this quickly. So, well, turn somebody. Why not Kevin Owens? Chase Douglas says, did you learn how to speak Spanish? learn how to speak Spanish. Who doesn't know Dios mío? You watch The Simpsons? Oh, Bumblebee Man. Or Bumblebee Guy, whatever you call him. He always was like, Dios mío. When things didn't quite go his way. No, you really didn't call it. You really didn't call it. Actually, I can find your text message here. Hold on. You said, Pearce will probably confront Sonya saying she has been abusing her power, and he will then... You literally said, do you think Adam Pearce will be for Raw and Sonya will be for SmackDown? Pearce will probably confront Sonya saying that Sonya abused her power. That's not what happened tonight. So don't go on your high horse and say, I called it, when that's not at all what happened. Just because he randomly just said, I kind of hope Raw wins. I want to stack that team. Doesn't mean that he's now in charge of Raw for Survivor Series and Sonya's in charge of SmackDown for Survivor Series. Also, you said he was going to confront Sonya about her abuse of power. No, they were both copacetic working together in that woman's debacle. So no, you didn't call it. But with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWUnlimited, YouTube.com/PWUnlimited, and Twitter.com/PWUnlimited. But the fun is not over. Tonight's the big night. Like, as quickly as I can, after I end this stream, I'm going over to Twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy, and we're playing Forza Horizon 5. That game got a 10 out of 10 by IGN. It got 100% from Games Radar. This game looks amazing. We're heading over there, twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. We're playing some Forza Horizon 5. This game looks super fun. I can't wait. Yeah. So go over there, twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. I'm going to play some Forza. I hope you guys join me for that. If you can't, I understand. But head over there, hit that follow button, turn on them notifications to know exactly when I go live. But if you can't join me there, it's all right. I'll see you tomorrow for NXT. Have a good one.